Teo. Hello, hello. Check.
Fantastic goal by Kai Evans.
So this is currently a mix of ground effects and comms. This is just comms. Ground effects has been turned down. Bringing ground effects back a little bit. That's a mix once again. This is a mix, and back to just comms. That is just comms. And this is back to a mix. Now, I can take master volume up or down. I am looking at you if you can hear me. Okay, do you want me to bring master volume? Master volume crawling back up. Happy there? Now, how's mix? Am I being overwhelmed by the crowd, or do you like crowd to come down? Yep, absolutely. I've taken not all the way down, but quite some way down. I can nuke it to 0 if you only want your effects microphone. So, not long until kickoff in this NPL New South Wales match. So, teams in the tunnel and not far away from kickoff in season 2025 of NPL Men's New South Wales. And the season kicks off tonight with Manly United against the Central Coast Mariners, the academy team of the Mariners, who avoided relegation in the Pro-Rel playoff in the final two games of last season. They are on the road at Cromer Park against a Manly side who ended up being safely mid-table, ninth in the end, 7 points above the Mariners in that precarious position. Good evening, my name is Teo Pellizzeri. Great to have your company for the first game of the campaign in NPL Men's New South Wales. You've got a bumper day coming up tomorrow with the remainder of the round, but it's a standalone Friday match right here, and the crowd is building here at Cromer Park in anticipation of what they hope will be an improved Manly United team this season, maybe even challenging for the top six. For those of you not familiar with the league, it is a 16-team competition, a 30-round season, full home and away. Everyone plays each other twice. 16th goes down relegated, 15th goes to the promotion relegation playoff, and the top six go to the final series. Of course, first place gets the premiership, and after the final series, the grand final winner is the champion. The prestigious Marconi Stallions are our champions, and Rockdale Linden are our premiers. These two teams have it all to prove, coming from a little bit lower on the table last season, but they can take a big step towards a good start here tonight. Yet to see the Mariners appear in the tunnel just yet. Manly United are keen and eager to get out there, and they've got their mascots lined up as well. They do a great job here with the juniors here at Manly United. So before the Mariners appear, let's quickly whip through the teams. You can find them on the Football New South Wales results website as well in the dribble, competitions.footballnewsouthwales.com.au if you want to jump on the live page and see these lineups for yourself. Manly United, Levi Kay, their goalkeeper, 2, Aaron O'Driscoll, 4, Jesse Perez, 6, Bilal Belkadi, 7, Peter Kakeris, 11, Lucas Meek, 13, Taiga Kawano, 19, Alan Aganovich, 23, Darcy Burgess, 26, Harry van der Sarg, and 28, Jasper Chipman. And on the bench, Matthew O'Donoghue, Ben Coop, Max Pengelly, Ryan Devine, Farah Coco, and Anthony Carreras. They are coached by former Central Coast Mariner, funnily enough, Patrick Zvansvike. Central Coast Mariners lineup tonight. Goalkeeper is Jack Wachowski, 2, Luca Pecora, 3, Michael Paragali, 4, Rocco Smith, 5, Ben Mewett, 9, Ahmed El Helou, 10, Arthur De Lima, 11, Jai Rose, 13, Logan Sandbrook, 15, Freddie Clunas, and 19, Prayag Tapa. On the bench, Joel Wade, Jesse Mantell, Muginga Mpota, Lawrence Taylor, Kai Schumacher, and Zaid Kassabi. And the Mariners are coached by Lucas Villela. And the FIFA anthem can only mean one thing. Both teams are ready in the tunnel. And after building the anticipation, NPL Men's New South Wales 2025 is ready to get started. Here come the two teams tonight, Manly United and the Central Coast Mariners. Nothing quite like the FIFA anthem ringing around a ground in NPL New South Wales to let you know that kickoff is not far away. For those of you not familiar with the venue, it is a synthetic pitch. It's looking in pretty good condition, and it played well during the under-20s earlier this evening. It's currently 7:38 p.m. local time for those of you watching overseas or elsewhere in Australia in a different time zone. Tonight's referee is Stephen Lucas, assistants are James Marcus and Thomas Alders, and the fourth official is Sophie Allum. Some of the new faces to look out for in this Manly United team, the American Lucas Meek, a goal-a-game striker who's come over from Western Suburbs in the New Zealand National League. Taiga Kawano, the Japanese national who was at Bankstown Berries in the lower divisions of New South Wales football last season. Darcy Burgess, who switches over from Sydney Olympic, and Harry van der Sarg, who has come back to New South Wales after a lengthy A-League career at the likes of Sydney FC, Adelaide United and the Brisbane Roar. And at the other end of the experience scale, 17-year-old Jasper Chipman, the number 28. He'll be in defence tonight. What a moment for him.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get underway this evening, just want to make a special presentation to the major sponsor of the men's NPL first grade team.
Central Coast Mariners, of course, academy teams always filled with A-League talent and junior national team talent. Jack Wachowski is the Australia under-20 goalkeeper previously from the most recent under-20 AFC Asian Cup. You might have seen Arthur De Lima score in the A-League for the first time earlier this season, barely a month ago, away to the Brisbane Roar. Logan Sandbrook is new to the Mariners. He's arrived from Coffs Harbour, the Northern Storm. He played for the Australia under-17 national team. And there are plenty of other talented youngsters in this Mariners lineup, all trying to break through for that A-League opportunity. Of course, a club with a great reputation for fast-tracking its young talent onto that stage. And nights like tonight are where they can put in a big performance and put their best foot forward. So the coin toss has taken place. Manly United in their home blue kit with one red stripe and the white socks. Getting ready for the team photo before round one. How different it will all feel in 30 games' time at the end of the home and away season. Players will remember where they were on a mild night in February, though, where the journey started. And the photographer doing a great job just wrangling the Central Coast Mariners, saying, don't stray too far. I need your team photo as well. And the Mariners looking sharp, that fresh kit feeling at the start of the new season. So it's going to be Manly United attacking the right of your screens in this first half. Central Coast Mariners attacking to the left. And the season opener not far away from getting started. Last season, this fixture was full of goals. In March, it was a 2-2 draw at Plume Park between the Mariners and Manly. And then in June, right here at Cromer Park, it was a 2-0 win for Manly. However, none of last season's goal scorers from the two head-to-heads are in the starting lineups tonight. Only Ben Coop on the bench among the players that are in the squads tonight. And it's going to be Harry van der Sarg, one of the highest profile arrivals in NPL Men's New South Wales this off-season, who will be kicking things off. Of course, we've come to know him as a fullback or a wing-back at A-League men's level. What has Patrick Zvansvijk got in store for us tonight? Aaron O'Driscoll unmissable at the centre of defence with the blonde locks. He's having a quick chat to the referee. Have we got a drama with the net? It looks as though maybe a roll of tape is being handed out here. And so kickoff isn't ready just yet. Levi Kay is going to do some running repairs on the net, it seems. And so what was meant to be a 7:30 kickoff is going to be pushing a little bit closer to 7:45 here, because the net is not to the assistant's liking down at the left of screen here. All right, have we done the running repairs just yet? Nope, still waiting. A little roll of tape around the right-hand post appears to have done the trick, and we are now ready for season kickoff. And the first whistle gets us underway. NPL Men's New South Wales kicks off in 2025 with Manly United hosting the Central Coast Mariners. And lots of chat straight away coming out of the centre of the Mariners' defence as Manly, through Aaron O'Driscoll, just consolidate possession and get a feel for the ball. Here's Levi Kay. And the press now comes from Arthur De Lima, hurrying up Kay. Plays it out to right back. Jesse Perez is going to give away possession. Ben Mewett, well, he then coughed up the ball himself. And through comes Tiger Kawano. Is he giving away a foul on Mewett? He's not. Players treading on each other's toes. Through comes Darcy Burgess. And it's an early corner. Darcy Burgess, who made his reputation as a creative attacking midfielder at Sydney Olympic for a number of seasons, now calling Cromer Park home. It's an early corner and a chance for Peter Kikaris, the winger, to send in the first set piece. Could this be a dream start here for Manly United? Referee's whistling here. Stephen Lucas not happy with the amount of jostling going on inside the 6-yard box, so we wait here for the first set piece. All right, the referee's satisfied. Still lots of arms flailing inside that 6-yard box. Kikaris, a real low-driven corner. There's a scrap inside the penalty area, and eventually the Mariners clear, only as far as Van der Sarg, though, and he consolidates possession. And will roll it back and reset with Jasper Chipman, the young defender, who will be looking to some of his more experienced counterparts to feel right at home in first grade tonight. Here's Van der Sarg playing a hopeful long ball. Kawano caught out of position on this occasion. Here's Rose. Now back to Mewett. And at the centre of defence, a bit of an awkward moment here for Paragali, but he's able to spin out of trouble. Now the Mariners looking to show what they can do in possession. Freddie Clunas out to the right flank. Logan Sambrook in possession. Sambrook sends it out to the right wing. Mariners on the move. Cut back inside. Logan Sambrook almost lost the ball between his feet. Play continues. And the cross, well, O'Driscoll wins the header away. El Helou was waiting in the middle. It was a header he had to win. Some physical defending being done there by Prayag Thapa. And he spills possession back into Paragali's control. Now Rocco Smith. Ahmed El Helou leaves the ball in midfield. Rose looks up at Pires. Mewett with the underlapping run. Mewett lifts in across. And Levi Kay is happy to catch at his far post. No one challenging him in the air. And so how will Manly play out from the back here? The short roll out from the goalkeeper. And the press not too aggressive from the Mariners. Dashing down the left flank. It was an ambitious taking on of the game from Kikeris, but couldn't keep the ball at his feet. Thapa. Rocco Smith. He's going to go for the long ball, and it's a little shallow, headed down. Clunas, dispossessed. Burgess did well. Now Van der Sarg appears to be setting up in central midfield. We'll keep an eye on that. Here's Kikeris. Van der Sarg continuing his run, and he was tracked well there by Freddie Clunas, who wins possession. Sold Rose into a bit of trouble. He's able to move the ball on quickly. Lucas Villela infuriated by the late contact, and advantage was given. The Mariners try to take that advantage through El Helou, and he's dispossessed. Plenty of physicality as both teams try to establish dominance on the game here. Lucas Meek. Still get to see the American have a meaningful touch. Meek, who was at Inter Miami playing for their reserve grade team before moving to New Zealand. And now maybe he can show us what he can do. He's offside. Trapped offside here, Lucas Meek. For those of you wondering, Western Suburbs are one of the top teams, very reputable teams in the New Zealand National League. So for him to come here with a goal-the-game strike rate suggests a pretty good pedigree for the 25-year-old. And so now the Mariners can play out from the back here. And you see Manly set up quite high to press the ball here. And it's left Paragali deciding what to do. He goes for a long ball. It's headed away by Alan Aganovich. Now Kikeris. A hopeful ball over the top. Meek will chase. It'll bounce high off the synthetic. Meek brings it under control. He's done well. Turns and faces. Darcy Burgess. Pires back to Meek. This is well worked by Manly. Burgess, first time cross, headed off the near post, not decisively away, and then eventually Paragali puts his left foot through the ball. Aganovich. Pires, an improvised attempt to volley the ball forward. Kikeris. He's going to try and use his speed here to take on Luca Pecora, and Pecora's done well there. Kikeris, I would suggest he is nominally a right footer, so he is probably going to look to cut in from that left flank when the opportunity presents, assuming he plays the majority of the night out there. And Manly don't have a winger swap planned at some point. 5 minutes ticked over in this game. I've got to say that in the warmth of the afternoon, the under-20s was played at snail's pace in the first half. The cool breeze this evening means that I think we're going to get a game played at a pretty good tempo for February for the majority of the night. Heard some pretty good things about Manly United walking into the ground tonight about how sharp they've looked in their pre-season sessions, and there's renewed optimism that they will be a much better team this season compared to last. Right now, though, they're going to have to focus on defending because Arthur De Lima is looking to distribute out to the left. Rose. One-on-one against Pires. Cuts onto his right side. The shot is on target, but not any great amount of power behind it, and held on to by Kay. He's looking to start a fast counter, and Ben Mewett doesn't allow it to go any further. Mewett, who's a former Newcastle Jet. I'm sure the Mariners fans won't hold that against him. Played with the Jets up till under 16 level. He's only 17 years of age. Here's Perez's throw. He's got a heck of a long throw on him, Jesse Perez. And now an aerial duel in shoes. Meek. Through comes Paragali. And here's Meek. Kikeris. Kikeris sizes up his options inside the penalty area. He wants his right foot, and it's blocked away immediately. Van der Sarg follows up. And a handball conceded by Kawano there, which the referee could not possibly have missed, and neither did too many of the Mariners players as well. But right on cue, Kikeris did want his right foot from that left flank. He flagged a moment ago that was how he might be approaching playing on the left. The Mariners' defence were able to shut him down. So this is Jack Wachowski. He's yet to make his A-League men's debut, but he has played for the Mariners seniors in the AFC Champions League. He's going for distance here, straight onto the head of O'Driscoll. Rose, Meek, now for Manly, Burgess, Perez. An exchange of headers back and forth. Rose appeared to catch a bit of contact on the face, and Burgess is fast to apologise. And it appears as though apology accepted. Good sportsmanship from both players there. So a long-range free kick coming up for the Mariners here. Arthur De Lima, the 18-year-old, over the dead ball. Would suggest that Manly have the height advantage, but the Mariners do have some tall youngsters in their team. Here's De Lima, and that'll be an easy catch for Levi Kay, the goalkeeper, right into his airspace. And he's quick to distribute. Kikeris is a speedster, and he's away. And he's going to run at Mewett here. Had a broken play from the set piece. Kikeris really taking the game on, herring after the ball, and he wasn't able to convince the referee of a shove in the back as he runs out of space up against the byline. And so another situation to think through here for the Central Coast. At both teams, perhaps the most ponderous they've been so far is when they have a goal kick and they need to decide what they're doing playing out from the back. Wachowski charged with clearing it long after the press really hurried him up. Clunas wins possession against Belcardi, and it's booted away by Perez. Mewett to take the throw in for the Mariners. El Hilou working against not one but two defenders, and O'Driscoll rises his right foot to boot the ball not decisively away. Mewett dispossessed. Here's Meek. He's on the move, able to drive some 30, almost 40 metres with the ball now. The run continues, squares it, and a promising chance here for Kikeris. And they're lining up, somehow wide. Kawano misses the target. And the goal was gaping there. A few mouths agape inside Cromer Park. Really not sure how the home side didn't fire home the first goal of the season on that occasion. A great run from Lucas Meek. And now a disaster. What an extraordinary way for the scoring to be opened this season. A let-off just seconds before for the Central Coast Mariners. We'd said that there'd been some pondering over goal kicks so far in this game, and not 11 minutes into the new season, it's come unstuck in really unfortunate fashion, and there won't be an easier goal for Tiger Kawano. He says hello and announces himself to Manly United. The Japanese national who previously played at the Bankstown Berries and the Ranya Kyoto has opened his account with a shock goal here that makes it Manly United 1, Central Coast 0. And the Mariners will have to mentally reset. Tiger Kawano, first goal scorer of the season. Did you have him in your sweepstakes to break the deadlock? And Manly United will be absolutely thrilled with how their press has been able to bring about the first goal of the game in just the 12th minute of the campaign. And can the home side now capitalise on the momentum? Kawano appealing for the corner, and the assistant referee does not agree. It's a goal kick. Kawano, 25 years of age, in the prime of his career, and he's trying to cause havoc again. This time the Mariners play it long. Arthur De Lima. Out to Mewett, who's not afraid to get forward here with a left-footed cross, and it's been catching practice for Levi Kay every time the Mariners have sent a cross from deep so far. They need to hone their radar should they want to start asking some questions of Manly's defence. Here's Belcardi. Lucas Villela having a rueful word to his bench about the circumstances his team finds themselves in. And Peter Kikeris has made a flying start to the first game of the season. He's finding space. He's not afraid to run at defenders, but on this occasion he runs out of real estate against the line. Clever back heel from Van der Sarg. Now Burgess. It's Darcy Burgess. And it's blocked away by Paragali. Put his body in the road. O'Driscoll. Shallow pass intercepted by Rose and now nodded on by El Hilou. Rose nicks the ball. De Lima. It's Arthur De Lima. He's going to shoot from distance. He didn't catch it the way he hoped. El Hilou did. And it's blocked. Alan Aganovich straight off the shins. So the Mariners starting to show a bit more intent. Here's Pecora. And it's another misplaced cross. De Lima. Out to Luca Pecora. One-on-one against the defender Chipman, who's done well to force him back. And now the cross is sailing over all and sundry. Craig Tupper on that occasion not able to pick out one of his teammates. O'Driscoll looking calm as he plays out from the back. Pires catches a deflection though. Long throw by Pires. Mewett heads it back to Smith. Pecora inside to Paragali. Mewett. And now dashing after the ball is Rose. He will get there, right down in the left corner. Rose, right-footed cross this time. Dealt with on the half volley by O'Driscoll. Paragali battling against the goal scorer Kawano. And was able to wrestle his way into the advantage. Paragali Well, that pass overhit. And you can see the frustration just starting to build in the Mariners when they misplace passes. They'll feel as though now at this point, 17 minutes into the game, that things should be a little bit sharper. Pires hurls it down to Kawano, who's protecting the ball well. He's got two opponents for company, though, and he rolls out of the way in the end. Rose. Oh, physical challenge from Van der Sar. He has ironed out Clunas, who's very slow to get back up. In the meantime, Pecora away with the ball. It's Luca Pecora, the step over, and he takes on Kikeris down at the edge of the box. Rolling it back here. Tapa. Deflected cross. Sambrook. Smith sends it out to the wing. Prayag Tapa is there, and it flashes in at the near post and sliced out for a corner. That could have gone anywhere from Alan Aganovich. A corner kick is the end result, and the good news for Freddie Clunas is, after feeling the full force of a midfield tackle from Harry van der Sark, he's managed to get himself back up, and he'll actually go over and take this corner kick here. So a Mariners corner. Clunas to take. High to the far post. An attempt at an improvised volley from Helu. Now he loops it right back into the mixer. Headed away initially. Sambrook's up. Now O'Driscoll. And, well, that clearance is finding the safety of the line, albeit blazed out almost level with the top of the box. El Helu. He's set his teammate Pecora here a task, and Chipman's done well to harry him over the line, albeit it is a Mariners throw. Sambrook to his own advantage, trying to find a teammate, and he blazes the cross. I wonder if that was actually a tight angle shot he attempted there rather than a cross. It has gone sailing out, and a little bit harmless in the end. So Manly have settled on the early advantage here. 1-0 up, thanks to Tiger Kawano. Throw in flagged as Mariners ball. Mewett. Sambrook bumped off the ball by Belcardi. Burgess takes over. Now O'Driscoll. Levi Kay. And he sends it out to the left. Here goes Jasper Chipman. Cuts it back inside. And Belcardi will make it work. Didn't appear to be the initial intended target of the pass. Central Coast have really dropped off here. They're not chasing the ball at all when Manly are now in their defensive half. The game is compressed a little bit. Here's Van der Sarg trying for a burst of acceleration. And the covering defender was Paragali. He came across and won it away. Clunas twisting and turning even back into his own penalty area, but he finds Rose. And Rose stepping out of trouble with a bit of skill, and he is fouled for his trouble. Free kick going the way of Jai Rose. So the ball is live here at the feet of Rocco Smith. He decides to go for a long pass. Headed by Pires. Exchange of headers. Clunas coming back the other way. Pires, Meek. And here goes Jesse Pires. Away down the right flank. A cross shot in the end. And Wachowski, who'd come creeping off his line, just set himself and made sure that he caught it without the wind having any further say. Kawano. Oh, wiped out. He was chasing away from his goal, though, and the referee has not reached for the whistle either way. Manly do win possession back eventually. Kikeris, it's been nicked off his toes, though, by Tapa. Back comes Burgess. He just loves to follow the ball and roam wherever it's going. Meek's up! What a good chance! And the American Lucas Meek. For a tall striker, you might have hoped to hit the target, but he's just put it over the bar. And a look at his movement, and that unfolded very quickly there for the Manly attack. It was good play by Darcy Burgess. Able to free his feet, get across in. Lucas Meek is back in possession here. Kawano. And the whistle's gone for a handball. This time Meek, the infringing player. Short pass here, Kawano buzzing around, trying to cause trouble again. Smith set a task here by DeLima, and Belcardi set himself for the challenge, and Smith's gone flying here and has stayed down. No concern here for Rocco Smith, the Mariners centre back. He is still writhing on the ground, and so the trainer has been called out for the first time in this game tonight in the 24th minute. It was a full-blooded slide for the ball from Bilal Belcardi, and Rocco Smith went tumbling over the top of him and has perhaps hurt himself, not so much from the contact of the player, but the heavy landing on the ground. And both teams appear to be coming over to form an impromptu huddle, but the good news is that Rocco Smith is back up on his feet, the 20-year-old who was at Hakoah and then went over to the German Landesliga in the lower divisions. Had to go playing overseas in Germany. Now finds himself at the Central Coast Mariners Academy. So good news for the Mariners. No need for Rocco Smith to leave the game. He's back up and waiting to be waved on. And indeed he is. So 11 versus 11. Restored once again. Good stuff by the Mariners trainer. And Manly United retain the ball. Kikeris. Doesn't want to go at breakneck speed this time. Pass cut inside. Belcardi misses Van der Sarg. Pecora deflected away, but Smith, who's back up and running, plays it to his goalkeeper, Wachorski. A bit of a nervous clearance, perhaps the effect of the earlier goal. Still weighing on the mind of the Mariners keeper. Kikeris stuck in a 1-on-2. Clunas now. Belcardi wins possession back for Manly. Darcy Burgess sees the pass to Kikeris over on the left. Peter Kikeris shuffles onto his right foot, fashions a cross, headed away. Oh, it was a bit chaotic in the penalty area. Bodies flying after the ball. And now Pires follows up, and it's sliced away by Paragali. Belcardi is at third time lucky. Meek turns and faces, goes to ground under the challenge of Paragali. And the referee, Stephen Lucas, does not even flinch, the hand holding his whistle. Some really good crosses there, though. Kikeris' initial ball in particular. Long ball over the top. The Mariners trying to counter-attack. Ahmed El Halou leaves the ball with Arthur DeLima. DeLima cuts it back. Logan Sambrook blocked away. And the flag is up for offside here. Kikeris coming back from an offside position. But what a good phase of play that was from the Manly winger moments before his cross into the box. And then the counter-attack from the Central Coast Mariners, where Logan Sambrook was the man at the end of the chain of passes. But as has been the case for a number of attempts from the Mariners so far tonight, the Manly defenders have stood in the right position to block the shots without Levi Kay needing it to be called into action. DeLima over the top. Sambrook, and a good defensive header leaning into the ball there from Alan Aganovich. So we're ticking up towards the half-hour mark in this season opener. Good atmosphere, good crowd around Cromer Park tonight. And you can see from the club rooms over on the outer side, that balcony is the place to be on the Northern Beaches if you're a fan of the round ball game. El Helou on now, a grab at the edge of the box. And the referee takes no interest in the contact. Aganovich and Sambrook were wrestling. And the body language of referee Stephen Lucas suggested he took no interest in paying a foul there. Arthur DeLima. Back to Rocco Smith. Long ball over the top. Ahmed El Helou out of position here, and Kay, as has been the case for much of the opening half hour, is really fielding a loose ball rather than having to be challenged by something from a Mariners attacker. Here's O'Driscoll. He's hurried into the pass to Perez. Down in the corner. Throw in one by the home side. And this time, Bird just gets the last touch here. El Helou. He's trying to roll away from O'Driscoll and has done so successfully. Clips the ball on, and just a little tough to control. It was at about chest height there for Arthur DeLima, and he wasn't able to bring it under his command, watching it perhaps past his nose on the way down to the keeper. Perez goes for the long ball. Runners often chasing, but Mewett stops it. Running on to Meek. Rose. Mewett. Neat 1-2. But they're not advancing the ball. They still have to retreat and reset. Smith under pressure from Kikeris. He's going to take the game on here, Rocco Smith. And he's done well to find Clunas. Freddie Clunas advancing for the Mariners. Sends it out to the right. Sambrook. He's going to double back. He's got Pecora on. Logan Sambrook, he wants to cross it himself, and it's blocked away by the near man Belcardi. Kikeris jags away from his marker and then showed a bit too much of the ball to Smith. He's wiped out. It's a live ball, and the Mariners have got the numbers. Here's Arthur DeLima. Still dashing forward DeLima, and eventually knocked off his toes by Belcardi. Tapa up against Van der Sarg. Prayag Tapa. Clunas, and he finds Pecora. Mewett. The wind has picked up. It's actually coming across the ground right into the stand and into the media box where we are viewing the game from. Paragali. Mewett making width over on the left. Back to Paragali. The centre-back takes on the cross. It's going to slide to the far post. DeLima heard the call from Pecora, hangs it up and headed behind for a corner kick. Jesse Perez, safety first defending there. And had to, after a neat build-up from the Central Coast Mariners. That's about as good as they've looked in the game so far. And they have a corner to show for it. So a corner kick for the Mariners. They're first from the left flank now tonight. They've had one from the right. Could this be their avenue to an equaliser? Attacking the back post with the corner again. Some half-hearted shouts for handball. Play continues at the edge of the box, and the referee's seen a foul, and it is going Manly's way. There are protestations about the handball from some of the Mariners attackers. Safe to say Stephen Lucas has been very decisive in his officiating of the game when it's come to body language and signalling and letting the players know exactly what the decision is. Chipman back to Kay. Levi Kay saw Burgess and a tough ball to control on his chest, but the referee says that Paragali was a little bit too physical in his attempts to win the ball back. O'Driscoll. Chipman. And here's Van der Sarg. Kikaris. Peter Kikaris taking on Clunas. He lost his feet, and then, well, Clunas eventually went to ground, but he won the ball first. Ball popped over the top, and it's a foot race here. O'Driscoll against El Halou, and O'Driscoll was first to the ball. Around the corner he goes, as does Perez. Meek nodding it on. It's a well-won header. Burgess tucks it back inside. Crossfield ball from Chipman. Finds its way to Kikaris. Now Harry Van der Sarg. Turning around the corner, and he loses out there to Rocco Smith. Lucas Villela prowling his technical area, hoping for more from his team. And the pass from Paragali eventually finds Mewett, but he was immediately under pressure, and it's going to be a Manly throw as a result of the deflections. Ball into the middle was potentially dangerous because it's been won back by Paragali, but he then gives possession straight back to Perez. See, the Mariners are going to press the goalkeeper here. It's been a rarity so far in the game, but Manly able to play out from the back, and then a long ball to release. Was hoping for the goal scorer, Kawano. It's headed away from him. Jasper Chipman. Long ball down the left. Kikaris not quick enough to chase it down. As the ball bent out down in the right back corner. As the Central Coast Mariners see it. And that means it's Luca Pecora, who's at his third A-League academy. He's been at both the Wanderers and MacArthur prior to this stop at the Central Coast. Here's Belcardi storming forward here, still going. The ball was glued to his toes, and then he took on one player too many, and that was Mewett, who eventually scrambled it away. Rose, block tackle, sends the ball high from Perez. Belcardi loses out to El Halou. He's just going to hold the ball up here and wait for runners to get forward. Lupa Pecora. Pecora still. Sambrook. First time ball bending in. And a bit of a mix-up. And it's sent back towards the goalkeeper by Perez and held onto by Levi Kay. There weren't too many Mariners players in the vicinity, but it just seemed like a bit of a round one sort of miscommunication there between O'Driscoll and Perez. Of course, Perez has been at Manly for some time. O'Driscoll, the new face. Here's Clunas. He's trying to keep the tempo high. He turns and drives forward and sends a left-footed pass out to the left. Mewett herring after it. And I did mention about 5 minutes ago, the wind is coming across the ground towards the camera. And you would have seen there the ball just continue to gain speed on the synthetic as it rolled out for a throw-in. Mewett. Really physical duel against Meek. And eventually the ball finds its way out for a Manly throw. Kawano. Oh, the assistant referee is flagging. And that will be a free kick. A mid-range opportunity here for Manly United to attack the penalty area. And they haven't done a great deal of attacking in the last 10 minutes or so. But this could be a good opportunity here to double their lead. As we meander towards half-time. So Peter Kikaris has come over to the right side really for the first time tonight as this free kick opportunity has presented. A line of players, plenty of numbers committed forward for the home side here. Kikaris can't beat the near man, but it's going to fall to Bill Carty, and he's blocked immediately. And now can the Mariners counter? Well, Kikaris has done well to short circuit any potential counter attack. He goes back to his keeper, Kay. Levi Kay, a hurried clearance, and it's going to be keeper to keeper with just 2 bounces off the synthetic. Paragali. Good pass to Clunas. He then wheels away from the Manly United midfield and resets in defence. Paragali goes over the right flank this time. Brought down by DeLima. Sambrook sends it back out towards DeLima. He's just going to bide his time here. Bring over Chipman for company. Arthur DeLima. Once he got planned, he's right down in the corner now, and he's able to squeeze out of one challenge, but he's got a 1-on-2 that he's got to deal with, and the whistle goes. Well, he was very patient there, Arthur DeLima. It did feel as though he might have had something grand planned, but it never really unfolded, and that is due to seemingly the foul being given, which Manly are protesting here. It'll be almost effectively a corner based on where the free kick's to be taken from. And so a wide set-piece chance here for the Mariners inside the final 5 minutes of regulation in the first half. Both players with an arm up. What does that mean over a dead ball opportunity? It is going to be Arthur DeLima to take right-footed, bending away from the near post, and headed as far as Pecora. Clunas, DeLima, still plenty of numbers forward, and the header at the far post is wide. It just kept sliding on. There wasn't quite enough power there from Michael Paragali to will it towards the target. Did beat a couple as it flashed through the box, and again, coming from the outer side to our camera side of the ground, it does accelerate because of the wind coming across the ground. And Paragali there, the 18-year-old from Canberra, Gungahlin United player before he joined the Mariners, not quite able to nod it into the back of the net. Kikeris. First time ball, a little too sharp for any of his teammates, and that run down to Wachowski. Bit of a risky pass, and the deflection, Paragali played it into Meek. Luxor fortunate, goes straight to Wachowski, and after the nature of the opening goal, the Mariners, with just a reminder not long before the break that they would be wise not to be too daring playing out from the back. Smith won't take any risks here, but he does volunteer possession straight back to the home side. Aganovich, Kikeris, Chipman, ball bouncing out in front of Kikeris, and he's onside and ready to take on Pecora. Cuts it in, Van der Sarg, back to Kikeris. Numbers in the box now for Peter Kikeris. Doesn't want to send it in just yet. Burgess keeps it moving. Van der Sarg edge of the area. Burgess tangle of legs and cleared away. Aganovich. Headers back and forth. El Halou, well, he's been fouled here. And so Mariners free kick just when Aganovich might have thought he was away. Played right into the midfield mix there. Not the most effective restart of play from the Mariners. Levi K. A hurried clearance this time. Burgess, very technical player though. Look at that, clever. Two really good touches. Kept the ball moving. Not quite to his team's advantage though. Mewett. Now Paragali, a shallow pass out. Van der Sarg is going to take the game on, and he loses out to Smith. Kawano quickly dispossessed, and the ball is booted away. Well, Van der Sarg wanted to take on the defender rather than shoot from distance. We are in the last minute of regulation at the end of the first half. Sophie Allam is the fourth official for this one. O'Driscoll, neat little sidestep. Mewett. So the fourth official's board about to go up, and there will be just one additional minute at the end of the first half of the season opener here at Cromer Park. Manly United, as far as they're concerned, have the ball down at the right end. Throw in by Perez. Booted away by Rose. It's going to catch a bit of the wind and spin back towards the Manly goal. Kikeris dispossessed. Time the enemy here of Manly though. Can they fashion one more attack? Van der Sarg can't quite spin away from Pecora. And that should just about do us for the first 45 minutes. Indeed it does. And so a 12-minute goal from Taiga Kawano is the difference between the two teams. The Mariners won't be happy with how they coughed it up, and Manly United will feel as though it was a tactical win to catch Jack Wachowski in possession and lead to the only goal of the game so far. Half-time in the NPL Men's New South Wales season opener. It is Manly United 1, leading Central Coast Mariners 0. We'll be back with you for the second half shortly. Live pictures from Cromer Park as both teams make their way back out onto the pitch for the second half of this season opener. NPL Men's New South Wales 2025. Round 1. Manly United 1, leading the Central Coast Mariners 0, thanks to Tiger Kawano, whose 12th minute goal after catching Mariners goalkeeper Jack Wachowski in possession is the difference between the two sides. So, will the Mariners have a response? Will Manly, as the home side, be able to go on and close out a win? It's a battle of the teams that finished 9th and 15th in NPL New South Wales men's last season. And so you know that means that 3 points are absolutely priceless for both these outfits. The stats that you would have seen on your screen during halftime showing just the 2 shots on target so far. So certainly not the most swashbuckling game in terms of attacking football, but the Mariners are the ones who need to make the play here. They need to chase the game. And doing a quick survey of who's out on the pitch, it appears as though neither side made any substitutions at halftime. So for those of you who may have only just joined us, you can find the team lineups online. They are live on the Match Centre, competitions.footballnewsouthwales.com.au. But I also will run through them for you at the next break and play, which is right here. Manly United goalkeeper Levi K, 2 Aaron O'Driscoll, 4 Jesse Perez, 6 Bilal Belcardi, 7 Peter Kikeris, 11 Lucas Meek, 13 the goal scorer Tiger Kawano, 19 Alan Aganovich, 23 Darcy Burgess, 26 Harry van der Sarg, and 28 Jasper Chipman. Mariners in possession here. We'll get to their lineup at the next interval in play as well. Right now, this on the ball is Prayag Tupper. He goes back to Rocco Smith at the centre of defence. And the ball not quite out just yet. Hugging the line, Pecora. Header from Chipman. Now Van der Sarg. Switching flanks over to Perez on the right. And here is Lucas Meek, the American, on Manly United and NPL New South Wales debut. And he's using his physicality here, but loses out to Tupper, Rose, and O'Driscoll. And he will bring his goalkeeper Levi K into the equation. Out to Alan Aganovich. Stopped and propped and was clever in his keeping the ball. Kawano, great first touch. And he's going to execute the switch here. It's just drifting a little bit, if anything, going into the wind across to that side of the ground. But the run is on here from Meek. Meek drops the shoulder, takes the shot, and hits the side netting. Well, he was a goal-a-game striker in the New Zealand National League, and it hit the side netting only because of a deflection. He didn't miss the target in the end. It is out for a corner. So an early corner for Manly United. Alan Aganovich, the obvious tall target to aim for here at a corner kick. He's bouncing around. It's off the line. It's off the crossbar. And then a high boot in the 6-yard box. Play continues. And the shot into traffic is blocked away. Darcy Burgess in possession. Well, it was chaotic in the penalty area. Burgess does find space. Kawano, he's dispossessed. Smith wins possession for the Mariners, and then late contact on DeLima leads to a foul. And that Mariners lineup, after they avoid conceding a second with the aid of the crossbar, Jack Wachowski in goal, 2 Luca Pecora, 3 Michael Paragali, 4 Rocco Smith, 5 Ben Mewett, 9 Ahmed El Helou, 10 Arthur DeLima, 11 Jai Rose, 13 Logan Sambrook, 15 Freddie Clunas, and 19 Prayag Tupper. Neither team has made a substitution as yet. Manly bench, Matt O'Donoghue, Ben Coop, Max Pengelly, Ryan Devine, Farakoko, and Anthony Carreras. And the Mariners bench, Joel Wade, Jesse Mantell, Mapinga Mpota, Lawrence Taylor, Kai Schumacher, and Zaid Cassidy. Here's Kikeris. Outside of the right foot pass was ambitious, and coming across, Paragali can't avoid conceding a corner. Just ran away from him there, and so a corner kick coming up for Manly. So a corner here as Manly try to double their lead. You can see the number of bodies in the 6-yard box. Mariners have got a defender on the front post, but not on the back post. Look how crowded it is in there, though. Stephen Lucas in the fluoro orange referee's kit. He's actually standing inside the goal, such as his desire to police all of the byplay. And now he removes himself, and the byplay continues. So the chat continues here. Stephen Lucas looking like a cross school teacher as he waits for players to stop pushing and shoving. And at last, the corner can take place. Here's Kikeris. In at the near post, and it tumbles onto the line and turned in by O'Driscoll. It's another debutant goal scorer for Manly United, and they're 2-0 up thanks to Aaron O'Driscoll at close range. And you can see what an immediately popular goal scorer he is. And the set piece undoes the Central Coast Mariners. It was allowed to bounce a couple of times inside the penalty area. And it was only going to end one way when O'Driscoll put his right foot through the ball and broke the back of the net. So the Irishman has come up with a goal on debut in NPL New South Wales. As we see the Mariners here with the back pass, Wachorski clears it first time. Elcardi, now Clunas. Out to the right. And a shallow pass that wasn't on the same wavelength for the Mariners. Van der Sar dispossessed. Clunas again. Rose. Mariners looking to hit back immediately. A grab at Rose. He continues with the ball. Puts it out to DeLima on the right. DeLima stopped in his shooting motion. Desperate last-ditch defending from Jasper Chipman. He was able to get in the road, but it's not over just yet. Here's Pecora. The cross, a teasing one. Aganovich heads away. And there's Kikeris calming things down. Van der Sar and Kikeris. Burgess, physical challenge from Paragali. Stephen Lucas, for the most part, has put his whistle away tonight. He's let them play, and that was a good call there as both players made the ball their focus. Paragali misses the target with his pass. Now the ball booted around the corner. Kikeris can't quite steal a march on Paragali just yet, who gets back goal side. Concedes a foul in doing so, and will also become the first player in the book as a result. So the first yellow card of the night is issued to Michael Paragali of the Central Coast Mariners. So back on the most recent goal scorer, Aaron O'Driscoll. He was at Altona Magic in Victoria last season. He scored just the one goal for the entire season in 23 games. So he scored on his debut here. He was previously another member of the ex-New Zealand National League crew. He was at Christchurch United, Shelbourne in Ireland before that, and he was a professional at Mansfield Town and in the youth academies of both Manchester City and Southampton before his time in the English Football League. So he's got great pedigree, the 25-year-old. And he's announced himself quite impressively to NPL Men's New South Wales here. And Manly United aren't satisfied with two. They want more. Kikeris, in-swinging free kick, offside. Flag is up, and there were a couple of strays under that set piece. Battle for possession ensues, cleared away by Pecora. O'Driscoll up. Both teams arguing that it's their throw-in. Ball stuck over on the near side touchline here. For those of you who didn't watch the first half, the wind has been coming across the ground, if anything. Perhaps we're feeling it up here in the stand a little bit stronger than it might be affecting down at pitch level, especially due to the buildings over on the outer side of the ground, perhaps shielding the players a little bit more. And the end result is a goal kick, so a little bit like the first half. A goal took the sting out of the game for long periods. We're going to see some activity on the substitutes bench. Central Coast are going to act first, and they're going to bring on Muginga Mpota, and he's coming on here for Ahmed El Halou. So Mpota, a Victorian, he's played at Glen Ira, South Melbourne and the Frankston Pines. He comes on, and El Halou, who was combative and battling against Aaron O'Driscoll for much of the night, but wasn't really able to get the better of his marker much of the time. And so Mpota is on. Let's see what sort of impression he can make. He's commanding the ball straight away and running onto it here, and O'Driscoll has checked off marking El Halou and immediately started taking over the job marking Muginga Mpota here. It's a free kick, the end result. So he's done well, Mpota. So a wide free kick for the Mariners. Is this their chance to halve the deficit? A high looping ball offside, so the header won't go down as an attempt on target, or will it? Play doesn't stop. Kay boots it long onto the head of Clunas. Mpota off the knee and cleared out to Chipman. Kawano loves a crossfield ball. Doesn't matter if it's attacking half or defensive half for Tiger Kawano. O'Driscoll's clearance only as far as Clunas, but Belcardi is in the right spot in defensive midfield, and the crossfield ball got a big thumbs up from his coach, Patrick Zvansvijk, but unfortunately for Kikeris, he's volleyed it into himself, and thus it's come unstuck. Sandbrook, surrounded by Manly United opponents. Kikeris, Scraggs, free kick. And another yellow card. There's two now for the Mariners, and this time it's Tupper who was the infringing player. He joins Paragali in the book. However, the shirt was not subtle from the number 19, Prayag Tupper. So a wide free kick. We've seen one already in this half of Manly United. Let's see if this one can bring them joy. O'Driscoll, the most recent goal scorer, at the edge of the 6-yard box. Kikeris sails it high and out, and a missed opportunity there for Manly to add to their lead. So the game's just in a bit of a flat spot at the moment. The second goal has left Central Coast with a mountain to climb. We've gone beyond the hour mark. Manly United are preparing a double change. Farah Coco and Matt O'Donoghue are being lined up, ready to come on. So fresh legs. Some reinforcements not too far away for the home side. And that pass was an unretrievable ball for Logan Sandbrook, who watches it go long. So who's coming off? That's the burning question here. We know the two players coming on. The electronic fourth officials board is up. And Harry van der Sarg's Manly United debut and return to competitive football ends just after the hour mark. He comes off for Matthew O'Donoghue, and the other number up is Darcy Burgess. So a couple of the Manly United new faces make way, and Farah Coco comes on. Darcy Burgess showing us that he's still very much got the creative touch, and Harry van der Sarg playing in a midfield role tonight brought a real physicality and presence to this Manly United team, and you would expect him to be still very sharp. He's only recently out of the A-League system, left the Brisbane Roar to come back to New South Wales for personal reasons, and Manly United, the very happy beneficiaries of his decision to move a bit closer to home. Still very much an A-League level talent, walking straight into the NPL, you'd have to say, in Harry van der Sarg. So a double change for the home side, and the Mariners going on the attack. Mewett, a high curling ball. Sandbrook was lurking, but Levi Kay, who's retrieved every cross and every high pass seemingly with ease tonight, once again rising up to claim. O'Donoghue's first involvement, not able to convince the assistant referee he'd kept the ball in. Back pass, Wachorski, Rocco Smith. De Lima, ball deflects out to the right. De Lima set himself to go chase, and he wheels around outside of the assistant referee. He went via the cape there as he was herring after the ball, and he just couldn't get to it in time before it ran out long for a goal kick. Levi Kay waves his defenders away and says, I'm going for distance here. Get out of the penalty area. We currently, as things stand, have exactly the same scoreline as we did last time these teams met on the 21st of June, midway through last season. Manly United winning 2-0 thanks to Pella and Bowser that night. Flick on for Kikeris here. Knocked off the ball. Pecora. Rose. Mewett. Ben Mewett here trying to evade Meek. Can he get the cross right? Hits it in stride. Tumbles on. A bit of skullduggery. I perhaps could have made a case for De Lima to have been pushed himself, but ultimately it's his push into the referee that draws the sanction of a foul. And as is the case, one of the real charms of Cromer Park, whenever there's a delay, whenever someone needs treatment, They love to play the radio-style advertisements over the PA here. They do a brilliant job. Great to have so many community commercial partners supporting NPL New South Wales, and you'll see them on the banners all across the outer side of the ground as well. Manly United on the move through midfield. O'Donoghue trying to make an impact off the bench. Bending a left-footed cross onto the head of Meek. It's 3 for Manly United. What an opening to the season. And all the new faces are having the fun here tonight. And it's a goal that they had been threatening to score at times tonight. Lucas Meek, 17 in 17 in New Zealand, 1 in 1 in New South Wales. All 3 goal scorers tonight for Manly United are new signings and are debutants, and that will have not just the bench but a lot of people around the club, I imagine, feeling absolutely chuffed with their work in the off-season. The Mariners have made a change in defence. It's going to be a Mariners competitive debut for former Melbourne Victory Youth Academy player Zaid Kassabi. And it's a defensive change because Logan Sambrook came off, and Peter Kikaris, who's had a really busy, good night for Manly United, he's off, and Ryan Devine has come on. So 3-0 the scoreline now. And it couldn't have gone much better for Manly United so far. Kawano can't keep possession here. Clunas. Rose. Looking for the run of Pecora. He's sprinting as hard as he can, but as we've seen tonight, when the ball runs long on this synthetic surface, it is almost impossible to chase down. And so what do the Mariners do from here? It appears as though they've made this change to shore up the numbers in defence. They've moved Paragali to right back and Pagora further up the pitch. So Kassabi's come on into the centre-back position, which is his natural position. He's certainly a striking figure in terms of his height and build. But would you believe he was playing in the National Under-16 Championships just last year? So he's still got a lot of time on his side, the youngster. Manly United looking up at a different looking Mariners defence now as a result of the subs and positional switches. Here's Meek. Belcardi. O'Donoghue, 1 assist already. Does he want a goal for himself now? Ball catches a deflection and is volleyed away by Smith. And Levi K, well, it's a rare blemish on what's otherwise been a flawless night. Putting the ball out for a throw. A low consequences error, you'd have to say. Paragali. Pecora. Tapa. Clunas. Cassidy. Zach Cassidy. Mpota can't keep possession under physical pressure, and now he can't catch Meek, and the American's breaking away. Lucas Meek still going. Right to the edge of the box. Now he'll double back. He won't see much on, so he's going to have to concede most of the 40 metres he just dashed. Nice turn from Chipman. And Meek, can he dig deep and find another sprint? He's building up a head of steam here. He goes to ground. And now the follow-up shot from Belcardi. And now the penalty is given. Stephen Lucas, who's perhaps been lenient on a lot of the physicality tonight, took a good long hard look and decided, yes, a penalty kick is the decision. And Manly United will now shoot at their 4th of the game. They have another debutant that they can give the penalty kick to. It looks as though Lucas Meek has gone and claimed the ball for himself. And the Mariners' torrid opening night of the season could be set to continue here unless Jack Wachowski can come up with a save. Lucas Meek, the 25-year-old, who went to the University of Washington in college for his 2nd of the night, and he strikes true. Goalkeeper diving out of the way. It's a double for Lucas Meek, and he runs down to the corner flag again and says, let's have another crack at that goal celebration. I'm going to play it like a guitar for you. It is 4-0 to Manly United. And with plenty of time on the clock, they are running up their goal difference here on the opening night of the season. What a statement they're making. And with the eyes of NPL New South Wales on them as the standalone game on this Friday night, they will be one of the talking points of the weekend. Of course, every other team is playing in a glut of football tomorrow. Over the space of about 3 hours, you'll be able to watch every team in action. Double change coming up here. Maxwell Pengelly and Ben Coop are coming on. And it's a double change with the 17-year-old Jasper Chipman coming off. What a job he's done in defence. And there'll be no chance at a hat-trick here for Lucas Meek as he takes his leave with 2 goals to his name in the very first game of his Manly United career. So with the 4-0 buffer, Patrick Zvansvijk has seen fit to empty his substitutes bench. He's now brought on every outfielder he had on the bench tonight. O'Donoghue, Coop, Pengelly, Devine and Coco have all been subbed on for Kikeris, Meek, Burgess, Van der Sarg and Chipman. And Lucas Villela, who was a very energetic presence pacing his technical area in the first half, is now leaning against the side of the bench, just pondering how things have turned against his side. 1-0 at the break, and now 4-0 with the best part of 15 minutes still to play. O'Donoghue. Here's the new man, Maxwell Pengelly. Periods. Kawano. Looks as though he'll be going the full 90 on his Manly United debut. Pass intercepted by Pecora. He's run into trouble in the form of Belcardi. Mewett following up. Pecora. And Coco, the player battling against him, and the decision appears to be a throw-in Or is it a free kick? It will be a free kick the way of the Mariners. Of course, goal difference could be so important, not so much tonight, but in 30 games' time at the end of the season. The Central Coast Mariners were the lowest safe team last season. They won the promotion-relegation playoff. Even a goal or two back here could prove crucial down the line in a few months. The ball is booted away emphatically by Kawano. Mewett around the corner. Tiger Kawano. Farakoko judging the flight of the ball. And he took it down nicely, but he had Clunas right on his case to dispossess him. Here's Arthur De Lima. And the pass just breaks the wrong way, not quite to the advantage of Mpota. Two Mariners players wipe out each other, but they succeeded in winning the header. De Lima bending, cross, it rears off the synthetic, and Mpota, well, shouts for handball. Stephen Lucas waves them away. Play continues. Perez. Two players in midfield have wiped each other out here. Bilal Belkadi, he appears to have cramped in addition to the heavy contacts. Well, it was a decent chance for Muginga Mpota there. The ball did bounce over the head of Aaron O'Driscoll, and that is very much something that, as a new player to NPL New South Wales, will have to get used to. The various synthetics around the league. He wouldn't have encountered it once playing at the Altona Magic last season. Well, actually, he would have encountered it exactly once. It's only the one team last season in the Victorian top flight that was playing on a synthetic surface, whereas they are a more or less regular occurrence in the top division of New South Wales. The Mariners have sent a couple more of their subs to go and warm up, so looks as though there are some minutes planned for some more youngsters here tonight. Belkadi's okay, and Prayag Tapa is also running and now walking to the sideline, seemingly okay. So that collision has not taken the juice out of either player too significantly that they'll need to leave the game. As I've previously mentioned, Manly United have already subbed on all of their outfielders on the bench, so they don't have any subs left to make. Clunas dispossessed by the backtracking Devine. Now popped over the top by Pengelly. Devine, good touch, following up. Coop lays it out to the right. Kawano is there. Cuts it back inside. Pengelly tries to set Kawano into space. Really good touch to open the game up, but Coco makes it 5. Farah Coco on the end of one of the moves of the night. Really sharp build-up play from Manly United. And the raps on them coming in from pre-season appear to be well justified here. And Farah Coco makes it 5 different goal scorers for 5-0. And the Central Coast Mariners, their goal difference is taking a hammering in the very first game of the season. Farah Coco, 21 years old, has moved from the Western Sydney Wanderers. Prior to that, he was at Blacktown City, so he knows the NPL system well. And on a night where a number of his rivals for positions in the starting 11 have already done their job and found the back of the net, he is making sure he is not to be forgotten by adding his name to the scorers. Five goals, 4 different scorers. Apologies. Not 5 different scorers, 4 different scorers. what a night they've had. Last season, Coco scored 1 goal in 6 appearances. So it will mean the world to him to have hit the back of the net here. It was 2023 where he was far more prominent. 5 goals in 28 appearances at the Western Sydney Wanderers. Looping ball, which is brought down by Rose. Surrounded by Manly defenders, though. Belcardi. Coco, the most recent goal scorer. And a foul here on Bilal Belcardi. Saw him with what looked like a mild cramp, a half cramp, about 5 or 6 minutes ago. But he's back on his feet here. And there's going to be a substitution for the Central Coast Mariners. Jesse Mantell, a homegrown player out of the Central Coast United before joining the Mariners Academy, is going to be coming on. And so is Kai Schumacher, who's going to be coming on here as well. And it's Freddie Clunas and also Jai Rose who make way. So plenty of activity on the Mariners bench now.
Double substitution for the Mariners. Number 17, Jesse Mantell, and number 24, Kai Schumacher, replace number 11, Jai Rose, and number 15, Freddie Clunas.
Aganovich. Knocked down by Kawano. Now Belcardi. Space to dictate in midfield. O'Donoghue's come on really motivated down that left side, and an energetic slide challenge from Paragali, who is on a yellow card, and he caught plenty of the man as well as the ball as he put it behind there. But doesn't seem as though there's going to be any further discussion about it. It's a corner kick. Coco bends the ball to the edge of the box, and now O'Donoghue showing us what he can do on his right foot. Sending it out for a goal kick. Pass misses Mpoda. O'Driscoll. Ball bending out towards Coop. Throw-in finds its way back to Aganovich. Line of defence by Kay. Tomorrow's fixtures, they all start at 3 p.m. and the last of them kicks off at 7 p.m. So it's just an absolute feast of NPL New South Wales football tomorrow. 3 p.m. kickoff, you've got the Western Sydney Wanderers against Mount Druitt Town out at Wanderers Football Park. Mount Druitt's first game back in the top flight since winning promotion. 5 p.m, 2 games kicking off at the same time. Sydney United 58 against the Sutherland Sharks at the Sydney United Sports Centre. And also Sydney Olympic against St George FC at Belmore. 5:30, Christie Park, NWS Spirit against Sydney FC. That's almost a local derby now, with, of course, Sydney FC just around the corner at Sky Park. So that'll be an interesting look at NWS Spirit, who, of course, were the team that went furthest of any NPL New South Wales team in the Australia Cup last season. 6 p.m, Apia back at home. Lambert Park, they take on the Wollongong Wolves. As the ball runs away over on the left wing here, out for a throw. 7 p.m, the defending champions, Marconi up against Blacktown City. Alex Molchanoff will be your man behind the microphone for that one at Marconi, as the defending champions are welcomed back for the new campaign. And then the defending premiers also kicking off at 7 o'clock. Rockdale-Linden against St George City at Linden Sports Centre. Something of a local derby, that one as well. So a tasty first round of action. As we see Manly United in possession here. O'Donoghue puts his head down and tries to build a head of steam. Coco went for the return pass, and it's cleared away by Paragali. Now, if you've enjoyed watching tonight and you live close enough to the ground that you want to come down and watch Manly United next time they're here, well, you don't have to wait long. It's next weekend. Friday night, 7:30 p.m, Manly United against the Sutherland Sharks right here at Cromer Park. And the Mariners will be looking to bounce back at home on Sunday the 16th of February. Got a pretty tough team visiting in the form of Apia Leichhardt, but that game is 5 p.m. Sunday the 16th of February at Plume Park. That's where you'll be able to watch the Mariners next in their round 2 match. It's been a great crowd for the season opener, so you can only hope that Manly United will be able to match it when word gets around of how impressive they've looked in the opener here. Mpota. Can the Mariners grab a consolation at the end of the night? Mpota is dispossessed and in a tangle for possession with Pengelly. The end result is a Mariners ball. Both teams marking time here at the end of a game where the result has been in little dispute since it was 3-0 in the 66th minute. It's a tough game to pick out who the player of the match is. I'd be fascinated to know who ends up getting the votes, both on gold medal night from the referee and also from the match reporter for the media award. Because you've got no shortage of players who've been excellent tonight for Manly United. Bill Al-Belkadi might not be one of the 4 goal scorers, but he's run the midfield. He's been very impressive. Alan Aganovich and Aaron O'Driscoll haven't put a foot wrong at centre-back. And of course, you've got Lucas Meek, who's scored a double. And Peter Kakeris might have a say about his role on the wing. So, spoilt for choice, Manly United, when it comes to picking the standout player of the game tonight. Mariners still hunting for a consolation, trying to keep the tempo high with all of the fresh faces and new subs that have come on here. Schumacher out to the left, and the offside flag will break down their attack here. Kay plays the ball to Aganovich. O'Donoghue, early ball. Devine herring after it here. He's forced wide, and you saw him there grab onto the shirt of Rocco Smith as he himself was tumbling to the ground. And the end result is a goal kick. Oh, bit of a late confrontation here. Stephen Lucas, even though it's the 90th minute, still laying down the law to Ryan Devine. Clearly not happy with some of the back chat. And now a yellow card popping out of the pocket as well. So Devine come on and seen the red mist in a bit of an unexpected fashion on the winning team at the end of a fairly comfortable 5-0 advantage. The competitive juices are still flowing and bubbling away. Fourth official about to reach for the board, and let the Mariners know how many more minutes until they can go and lick their wounds from this one. It's worth remembering that last season Manly United scored 33 goals in 30 games and ended the campaign with a minus 17 goal difference. So to have scored 5 and be plus 5 after one round will be a massive confidence boost for them. Smith. DeLima. Paragali. Smith. Touched back by Pecora. Tupper. And now Cassidy. Bit of confusion down on the sideline as to whether there was 11 minutes or 1 minute of additional time shown by the fourth official. It appeared to be 2 1s, and indeed 1 is the answer. Yet we weren't going to find 11 minutes of stoppage in there. Manly United are emphatic winners on the opening night of NPL Men's New South Wales. 5-0 the final score. 4 different scorers, a number of debutants getting in on the act as well. It all started in the 12th minute with Tiger Kawano. That was the halftime score, and then when Aaron O'Driscoll made it 2-0 in the 51st minute with a close-range finish from a corner, that was Manly firmly in control, and then the points were safe when Lucas Meek headed in for his debut goal in the 66th minute. He then added a second of his own and a fourth for Manly in the 72nd minute, and the scoring was rounded out when Farah Coco came off the bench to score arguably the goal of the night and the pick of the bunch in what was a stellar display from the home side that has really set a high benchmark for them at the beginning of this new season. As for the Central Coast Mariners, well, it doesn't get any easier. They've got Apia at home next week, but they do have an 8 or a 9-day break, in fact, to consolidate and go and devise a plan for how to bounce back in round 2. You're seeing the stats on your screen. You're seeing that Manly United were the dominant side in the end, and it was a tough night for the Mariners and this young academy team. But Manly United, they have put their best foot forward, and they will be the talk of NPL Men's New South Wales, at least until 3 p.m. tomorrow, when the action kicks off for all the other teams across the competition. You are spoilt tomorrow with 7 games kicking off between 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. That's it from us here, though, on behalf of our broadcast partner, Sportscast Australia, and everyone at Football New South Wales. Welcome to the new season. Hope you've enjoyed it. This is where you can find all the games throughout the campaign for NPL Men's and Women's. My name's Teo Pellizzeri. Your full-time score, Manly United 5, Central Coast 0. Good night.